Welcome back to our third video in our Trading Secrets Exposed series. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to continue on with the same strategy that we've looked at in the last two videos, and we're going to expand on the currency pair, the pound chief, that we analysed this strategy with originally. So to recall back, we're looking at a EMA, alright, or 100 EMA in this case right here, and price being above that, and we're looking at long entries when the parabolic SAR goes from a high down to a low, and then we enter for an 80 pip profit, an 80 pip loss. Okay, so just to have a quick look, what I want to look at is all the different currency pairs, alright, that this parameters have been set on, okay, and then the total net profits and losses associated with that. So at our default settings of 100 EMA and 80 pip profit and 80 pip loss, alright, we can go through, and as we've previously discussed in previous videos, the pound chief was the most profitable, and then it works its way down, you know, pound CAD 10,000, and then once you start to get down here, you start to see negatives. Alright, so that's meaning that if we were to try and trade this strategy, alright, that we've found, okay, on any one of these currency pairs down here over an extended period of time, we're just going to lose. Alright, so obviously that's not a place we want to be. Okay, now what I want to do is show you though that other currency pairs can still be profitable, okay, if we place the right parameters around our trading strategy. So just because our trading strategy may not look like it works in this area with these parameters, there will be other parameters that will work there. Okay, and that's basically due to the fact that every currency pair operates in a different fashion. Alright, so I think sometimes what happens is a lot of people just have this one blanket trading strategy and they think they can go and whack it on any currency pair, but you know, missing the variables that there's multiple factors that affects a country's currency. Okay, and then when you're trading one currency against another, alright, you actually increase those variables. Okay, so what they say, you know, like the saying goes, one size doesn't fit all. Okay, so that's the original settings, alright, for the 180. So what I want to do is I want to move forward and show you the best settings, okay, with the EMA. So we've already done this with the pound chief, and we figured out that the best setting for the EMA was a 260 setting. Okay, and that increased our profits by about, what's that, 29, nearly 30,000 there, and back here we're at 25,000. So it's a $5,000 increase just by changing your settings on your EMA. So if we look down at the pound CAD, okay, it was giving us approximately, let's say, 11,000. Alright, and at the 100 EMA, and then if we change that and we get the 298 EMA, or roughly 300, is the most profitable setting there, and here we're up to, you know, nearly 19,000. Alright, so it's quite a big difference there just by changing your setting of your EMA to reflect that reflect that currency pair. Okay, so next one we've got over here, we've got the euro pound. Okay, it was returning 7.5, okay, with the 100, and then euro pound here for 296 setting is around nearly 11,000. Alright, so there's not much of an increase there, okay, but still an increase nonetheless. Alright, so pretty much all currency pairs will increase. The interesting thing to note is here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 currency pairs, okay, that are still not profitable even though we've changed the EMA setting. Alright, so you want to stay well away from there. But over here with the 100 EMA, you can see there's a lot more. Alright, so we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 there. Okay. Now, what I might have a look at is the US CAD here, because I noticed here we've got US CAD at the 100 EMA producing a $3,000 loss. Alright, so that's something we wouldn't want to be trading. And after fine-tuning our EMA and moving it up to 300, you can see now we're at a $10,500 profit. Okay, so taking that $3,000 loss into account, you've increased your strategy by around $13,500. Alright, and you've actually turned a failing strategy into a profitable strategy, just by increasing the EMA setting on there. Okay, so I want to keep that one in mind there. So we're going to move forward, and we're just going to have a quick look at where we go from here. So I'm going to look at the pound CAD, alright, and we're going to look at here at the 100, it was profiting 11,000, and then by changing the EMA we got up to, let's say, 19,000, and then by looking at the most profitable stop loss and take profits, okay, which came out to be 172 take profit and 182 stop loss, we were able to get this strategy up to a $40,000 profit. Alright, so we've gone again from $10,000 profit to $40,000, okay, trading exactly the same strategy but just fine-tuning our parameters. So fine-tuning the EMA and then identifying what's the maximum amount of money we can take out of each trade. Alright, so it's 172 pips, and what's the maximum stop, or the most profitable stop for us in the end. Okay, so we're going to stop out on trades, but sometimes you just need that bit of extra room. So having a slightly larger stop, alright, is not a foul, okay, as long as it keeps you in that trade and gives you more profitable trades over a period of time. So, you know, $40,000 is quite a good. Okay, and the last one we're going to look at here, alright, is the pound CAD. Alright, the one that started off at a negative 3,000. Okay, after doing the EMA, changing the EMA, it got to positive 10,500, and then once we fine-tuned or identified the best profit and loss, we've now taken it up to $25,000. Alright, so from being a $3,000 loss strategy, alright, changing the EMA again, has been able to produce $25,000. Alright, so it's quite a big turnaround. It's quite, it's nearly $28,000 turnaround just on that. Okay, and if we just identified this strategy as a losing strategy from our initial settings, okay, we would never got to this point here. Okay, so this is why it's really, really important. All right, once you've got yourself a strategy and you're happy with your strategy, you need to know how it's going to perform on each currency pair. All right, and you need to know the optimum settings for that. All right, and unfortunately, it's really, really difficult to do that. Okay, almost impossible just to do that by looking at looking at the markets or looking at your charts. Okay, these days you really, really need to crunch the numbers to figure out what is the best parameters, all right, for my particular strategy for the currency pairs I want to change. All right, because as we've identified, all right, through these video series, is that one strategy does not work on every currency pair. All right, so I just really wanted to clarify this and just highlight the importance of knowing where how to trade your strategy on which currency pair is the most profitable. Okay, so I'm going to finish up on the video now, and I'll see you guys for the last video in the series. Okay, and I'll catch you then. Cheers.